So guys, it is rebuild time, but it is rebuild with a difference. We are not picking everybody up at the start of the 2021-2022 season anymore. No. If you've not watched the video that I did earlier this week on the channel where you can play a version of FM23 right here, right now, that is flashing up on the screen right now, so you can take a look at the thumbnail, go and check the video out once you're done watching this one. But basically, what it means is that we can pick the season up at the end of the Premier League season that has just finished right here, right now, and we are picking the team that finished bottom of that table, which is of course Norwich. So diving in, this is in-game where we are going to start things. As you can see, there is a custom start date here, 23rd of May, right here, right now. It's just after the final day of the Premier League season, and we are the manager of Norwich. Now, they have, of course, been relegated, so our first actual season will be in the Championship, which is kind of as close as we can kind of get it. There are two files that you need to download: a custom start date with all the leagues finished, which is what we've got, and an edited data file that is obviously being upgraded and updated left, right and centre. But we are going to start off as Norwich manager. We are currently in the Premier League. We do still have all of their players and all of that good stuff, but obviously we have had a very poor spell in the Premier League, and we will find ourselves into the Championship. So I'm going to get through this first transfer window because it's not very often that we pick things up in May. So I'm going to go through and see how many players I'm able to hold on to going into the Championship season. I'll see you in a sec. Right then, so we have gone through the summer, and I must be honest with you guys, we haven't actually got rid of anybody. We haven't lost anybody. Everyone seemingly wants to stay at Norwich to try and obviously get themselves back into the Premier League. Now, obviously, that is the first goal. We do need to try and get ourselves back out the Championship and then ultimately stay in the Premier League. I don't want that history or recent history that Norwich have got bouncing up and down between the divisions. We want to get up there and then we want to stay up there. So yeah, the squad is as follows. We are going to be using my diamond tactic. Again, I'm testing it out a little bit more. We are going to try and keep things as good as we possibly can. The only bit of transfer business I do need to mention, we extended the loan of 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪. He is back again on loan, and I'm actually going to play him this season in the Championship. So without restriction, this is our best 11. Guys, if you want to get hold of this diamond tactic, come and join the Discord. There will be a link at the top of the description for the Discord. Come on in there, and if enough of you guys want it, I'll release it in my Discord only. So this is the team that is gonna take on the Championship. So we've got Tim Krul in goal, we've got Max Aarons at right back, Grant Hanley, Ben Gibson, this guy here whose name I'm not gonna Demetrius is how I'm going to call him. I'll butcher that, so I'm not even going to try. Sorensen as the defensive midfielder, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 as the box-to-box, McLean as the Mez, Dowell, which I'm actually probably going to swap him and Todd Cantwell. I think this is probably going to be our starting team here, this one here. So there, if we put Gilmore in and Cantwell as the shadow striker, then Teemu Pukki and 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 up front. Now, this is the guy I'm hoping is going to score me a boatload of goals. Some fingers crossed he can do, because he does have some attributes, but he does have tone composure. So we'll see how we get on. Obviously, we've got a full bench of everybody else. I've not lost anybody, so hopefully we can power things on. In terms of competitions, of course, we are in the Championship, we are in the FA Cup, and we are also in the Carabao Cup, where we have Rochdale in that first game in the first round. And we've also got the board expectation in the Championship to reach the playoffs. So obviously this is the Championship. Now, one thing I will say about this database and the custom file, sometimes it doesn't get the playoffs and stuff exactly right. As you can see, Nottingham Forest are in the Championship for this season, so somebody else has been promoted. Luton are there as well, so I'm intrigued to see who's up there. I assume it is Sheffield United because they're not here. So sometimes it doesn't handle the playoffs very well, because obviously you can't predict that and let the game play that out. So sometimes it is a bit funny with playoffs, but that's a question for the database video, I think. So yeah, we are in the Championship. Obviously, the board expect us to reach the playoffs. In terms of the season preview, we are predicted to finish third, behind Burnley and Watford, obviously the other two relegated teams. So that's going to be really, really interesting to see how we do get on and how we do stack up, because look at that Burnley team. Doesn't look like they've lost a lot of players either. Pope, Tarkowski, me, Cornet, McNeil, Brownhill and Weghorst all in the team of the season. We've only got Max Aarons and 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, and Watford have got Sissoko and Ismaila Sarr as well. So we are predicted to finish in third, so fingers crossed we can get that job done and get ourselves back into the Premier League and sort of continue this tradition here of winning the Championship, losing, getting relegated, winning the Championship, getting relegated. Hopefully we can add the 2022-2023 season as a winning the Championship. Let me simulate the season. I'll see you at the end of it. Well, no real surprises. Norwich have won the Championship. I've definitely said that a few times before, and we are about to go into the playoff final, which is going to be contested between QPR and Nottingham Forest. Ourselves and Burnley go up automatically, and Watford are all the way down in 11th. Watford 100% are in the mud. But in terms of the Championship though, if we expand this out so we can have a proper look at things, we win the division with 110 points, 35 victories out of the 46 games played, 5 draws, 6 losses, 125 goals scored, 41 goals against, and that 84 positive goal difference. We're doing good things with Norwich, and we will be playing back in the Premier League the following season. Sunderland, Hull and Luton all relegated. Luton, interestingly, going from playoffs all the way to relegation the following season. I wonder if that's a sign of things to come for Luton. But in terms of us though, very, very positive. A really nice goal scoring season. 125 goals scored is a lot. In terms of some of the other competitions, knocked out in the third round of the FA Cup by Premier League West Ham, and knocked out in the third round of the Carabao Cup by Aston Villa. In terms of our team though, Timo Pukki, still a legend, 32 goals for him. Max Aarons is the highest average rated. Billy Gilmore, proving that loan back from Chelsea was worth it with those 15 assists. So doing really, really well there. Obviously no surprises. We are the best in terms of goals scored in the Championship, and we are the third best in terms of goals conceded. So 2 teams were better than us, but we are the most goal scoring team in the division. So we go back into the Premier League, meaning we've got 40.5 or 40.6 million pounds to spend, and basically double our wage budget as well. So this is going to be a big summer going into the Premier League. Obviously, where this is a season further down the line, you kind of have to have different players. Different players are going to be available. I don't know who I'm going to be able to sign, but I've got a nice little war chest. Let's go do it, and I'll see you for a transfer update for season number 2. Righty, we have been busy for season number 2. We've gone out and we've tried to strengthen as much as we possibly can do. So going into the season, we've signed Roberto Fernandez, a young striker coming out of Malaga, 1 international under-21 cap. But he's a 4.5-star potential player. Really nice abilities. I like his attributes as well. Really nice, the fact that he's got the consistency trait really does help. I'm not expecting him to be a starter straight away, but I think in terms of growing into the team, maybe he could do some business. Yangel Herrera joins us from Manchester City, the Venezuelan international, for £4.5 million. He was obviously transfer listed. There's no way a player of this caliber will fall to Norwich otherwise. But yeah, very good player who can play all the way through the middle pretty much, even if he is slightly awkward in the attacking midfield spot. We've also signed the big money signing, the goal scorer that we need, Patrick Bamford. Now, Patrick Bamford comes into the team. He was transfer listed at Leeds. How did he get on the season prior? Not great. 7 goals in 26 appearances. I'm hoping he can bounce back. We paid £9 million for his services from Leeds, and look at that history. He has been everywhere, Mr. Bamford. 𝘼𝙗𝙤 joins us from Le Havre in France. I'm thinking he's a very dynamic midfielder. I'm thinking he can do really good things. Obviously, where we are playing a narrow diamond, I don't need wingers. I just need central midfield bodies who can play in a number of those positions, and 𝘼𝙗𝙤 really fits that. He's capped for France at the under-20 level and has that 4.5-star potential as well. We paid Le Havre £5 million for his services and had a good first couple of seasons in France's second tier. And then the big money signing, this is actually big money, comes in from Bayern Munich. This is Marc Roca, now a Spanish youngster. Well, I say youngster, he's not young anymore, 26 years of age, but he is going to be the man to play as that defensive midfielder for me. I think he's going to be my anchor. He's got decent enough tackling, but he's also got the passing that will ultimately enable me to carry the ball up the field and start these attacks. So Bayern paid £8 million from Espanyol for his services. Played relatively okay, not breathtaking for Bayern last season. 15 appearances in that Bundesliga, mostly all coming as a substitute. So we paid £26 million for him. Now, I think he's a good investment. I think he can go for a lot more money. So we will have to see how he gets on. I've had a couple of outgoings as well. Kieran Dowell, the most expensive one as well. But I've also brought in 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪. Now, if you've watched my save on stream with Red Star Belgrade, this guy is brilliant. So I've gone out and I've bought him again for £2.5 million from Benfica. I don't think he's going to play a part in this season or next. I think we're going to try and loan him out and get him some game time elsewhere in England. As you can see, he's under a bid currently. Lots of clubs want him on loan in League One. So 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 will be dominating League One next season, but a good pickup for us as well. Some other players going out on frees. McGovern going, Pukki, Zimmerman, some of these sort of first team regulars. Pukki, I didn't think, whilst having a very good season in the Championship, I think he's kind of like that Mitrovic player who scores a decent amount in the Championship and then not really in the Prem. So we let him go. We let him go to Real Zaragoza, and I wish him all the best. I think he can do a good run for them. So in terms of our team, picking without restriction, this is our best 11. So Krul in goal, Aaron, Sorensen, Gibson, Demetrius, as I'm going to say, Rocker. We've got Billy Gilmore again on loan for another season, Herrera, Cantwell, Rashica and Bamford. And then obviously we do have that sort of depth on the bench, which I'm thinking is a bit more Premier League ready. In terms of that Premier League, we are obviously in these three competitions, the Prem, the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Now the challenge is really staying in the division. That is the main question that Norwich can't seem to answer in real life. In terms of the season preview, we are predicted to go down alongside QPR and Brentford. The other team that got promoted, Burnley, they were promoted second in the division, are predicted to finish in 16th. Obviously, we don't have anyone inside the Media Dream 11, and we obviously do have to contend with the likes of Erling Haaland at Manchester City as well. So we're going to go into the season and we're going to see how we can get on. In terms of the club vision and stuff though, guys, let me expand this one so that we can see. They want us to avoid relegation, 5th round of the FA Cup, that's quite ambitious, and also 4th round of the Carabao Cup. My contract also expires at the end of the season, so you never know what's going to happen there. We are currently at a B for club vision, so fingers crossed we can have a good year in the Premier League, and fingers crossed we can stay in the Premier League. So it wasn't a breathtaking season in season number 2, but we have stayed in the Premier League. We finished in 15th, which I'm actually quite happy with. If we take a look at things throughout the course of the season, 12 victories, 7 draws, 19 defeats, 59 goals conceded, 59 goals scored, 79 goals conceded. We have a minus 20 goal difference, which is pretty poor, but 43 points is safely above Fulham, QPR and Burnley, the teams that get relegated. Leeds are inside the top 4. Liverpool win the league by absolutely miles, by 19 points. Tottenham in 2nd, Leeds in 3rd, Chelsea in 4th, Arsenal 5th, Brighton 6th, Man City in 7th, and Manchester United in 8th. Did they get Ten Hag? I assume they did. They did get Ten Hag, and he got sacked. He won them the Europa League though. Is that a sign of things to come? Blimey, imagine if it is. So we finished in 15th. We stay in the Premier League, which is all good for me. I'd like to try and break into the top half of the season next time out. In terms of all the competitions though, knocked out in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup by Spurs and knocked out in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup by West Ham. So all in all, cup run's pretty good. We've stayed in the Premier League, which I'm happy about. My contract's been extended and we've got £47.6 million to spend in making this team better. Now, I will say we did concede a lot of goals. So if we take a look at things here, Rashica was the top goal scorer, Max Aaron's highest average rating, also the most assists for the young fullback. But yeah, we were the worst team in terms of goals conceded in the division, which is not good and definitely something that we will be trying to atone for next time out. I'd love to break into the top half of the Premier League, but only time will tell. We're going to go away. We're going to do a transfer update for season number 3 coming out right now. So guys, I completely forgot that I did have some transfers in the January transfer window that I did not update you on. Matija Vitti comes in from Empoli for £16.25 million. He was a centre-back that I thought we needed last time around. He comes in the January. He also was joined by this guy, Gaston Avila, comes in from Boca Juniors in Argentina. Again, very well-rounded defenders. I'm hoping they can kind of add to what we've already got. We also signed the fake Paul Pogba. Tommaso Pobega comes in from Italian giants AC Milan. and again is a very well-rounded box-to-box midfielder in terms of his career stats. He did okay for us last season. I'm hoping he gets better for 6.75 million and gets a little bit better into things. We also signed Lorenzo Colombo on a free transfer, not on a free transfer, on a loan, but we do have the option to buy him, which I have then exercised. In terms of other players coming in the summer, we've signed 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 from AC Milan as well. If you've played FM, this guy, you know this guy gets annoyed at AC Milan at the lack of game time, and I think he could be a real creative powerhouse for us in that midfield. Great first touch, good passing as well, great determination. I'm thinking he can be another good body there. We've also signed this guy, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪. Now, this guy is one of the best left backs in the game, so I don't understand how I was able to get him so cheap from AZ Alkmaar. If we go into his career stats, we paid £15 million for him. I think his contract was coming towards the end. I think he only had a year left, so we paid £15 million for one of the best left backs in the game. He had a great year last year, 7.11 in terms of his average rating in the Eredivisie, so big sign in there. We've had a couple of outgoings on this page as well, Josh Sargent being the main one of those, going to Lyon in not in France, in Mexico, and Grant Hanley's gone to Monterrey, also in Mexico as well. So they were the big two outgoings, really. We also signed, there's the signing of Lorenzo Colombo. We did exercise £6.5 million to buy him. We also got this guy as well, Pierluigi Golini, the Italian goalkeeper. He's got one cap for Italy. I wonder if he'll pick up some more. Former Atalanta goalkeeper. Definitely a step up from Tim Krul. No offense, Tim, but I'm hoping he can be our starting choice goalkeeper for the season. And we also signed this guy, Sekou Kiyota. I think, you know, out of all the players that you could sign for RB Salzburg, I don't sign this guy as much as I sign the others. So I'm hoping he can come in and do a nice job, the Malian international. We've got a really good team. Obviously, Hugo Felix is going back out on loan. He is now at Huddersfield. Where did he go last season in League One? League One, 41 appearances in League One for Doncaster Rovers, 4 goals, 8 assists. He's made the step up to the Championship now. Let's see if he's going to be Premier League ready for season number 4. Obviously, in terms of the competitions, we have the 3 main competitions that we're in. The Premier League, the FA Cup, and that Carabao Cup. Obviously, we will be trying to stay in the Premier League. I'd love to finish inside the top 10 this season. We go into the season preview. We are predicted to finish in 17th, so it's going to be an interesting one. Middlesbrough and Sheffield United were promoted alongside Bournemouth this time around, and 2 of those 3 are favoured to go down again. So fingers crossed we can actually get our job done and sort of work our way up. Leeds in the Champions League, 100-1 to win the league. Interesting. Also, Man City in the Europa Conference League is just something that really shouldn't be happening, should it? So obviously that is the Prem. We're going to simulate season number 3. Fingers crossed we can stay in the division. End of the season in season number 3, and we have done so much better, and I'm actually really happy with it this time around. We finished in 7th in the Premier League, just 1 point outside of the Champions League spots. Everton qualify for the Champions League. If we expand this Premier League just a little touch so you can kind of see, the Europa League spots go to Manchester United and Newcastle. We finish in 7th and do qualify for absolutely nothing, which is brilliant. I am actually happy with this. I'd rather not be in the Europa Conference League. Tottenham look like they've won the Europa League and have qualified for the Champions League subsequently, and Aston Villa looks like they've won the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, which gets them a Europa Conference League spot. Brighton, Brentford and Middlesbrough all relegated, which is really interesting. And yeah, we finished just 1 point outside of effectively Champions League with 20 victories, 5 draws and 13 defeats, 66 goals scored, 52 goals against, giving us that plus 14 goal difference. It looks like spending that money on the defence really did help out this season. In terms of the other comps, knocked out in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup by Man United, and knocked out in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup by Southampton. In terms of our individual and stuff like that, Rashika, also top goal scorer again. Didn't score as many this time as he did last year, but I feel we're a better team this year. Todd Cantwell, most assists as well. He's doing really good things. And then the man, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, the fullback, the Dutch fullback, he's starting to attract a little bit of attention. Obviously, he's got 11 caps for Holland now. I'm expecting him to be sold at some point in this save, maybe in that near future. In terms of the finances, though, £27.7 million to spend. Obviously, you know how I do these guys. I do love an installment, so that's kind of what's punishing me a little bit here. All the installments as we go into season number 4, but ultimately a very positive season. I'm really happy with it. I've also got to check, how did 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 get on in the championship? Where is he in my development center? I bet he is. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, here he is. So he played in the championship 41 times for Huddersfield, 5 goals, 9 assists, which is not too shabby at all, and I think he may be getting a look in our Premier League team into season number 4. So we are going to get through the summer transfer window, and I'll bring you a transfer update right now. Right, we've gone out and we've spent big in this window going into season number 4, and the main guy is this guy here, CDK, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name, but CDK is how I'm going to say him. The youngster from Club Bruges, the young Belgian. He's got 7 caps for the Belgian national team now and 3 goals to his name. I want this guy to be an absolute don at this central attacking midfield spot. He's got the flair, he's got the off the ball, he's got the vision to be that creative force, but we did spend some money on him, £40 million to bring this young Belgian guy to the Premier League, and he's had 3 very good seasons in game as well, so I had no hesitation in bringing him in. Not a player I usually do sign, so I'm actually really happy to bring him in. We've had a couple of outgoings as well. Patrick Bamford is one that I didn't tell you about. He's gone to Saint Etienne. Pierre-Lise Melou has also gone to Nims. They are some of the bigger ones. Tim Krul's gone to West Ham on a free transfer to be their backup. We've also signed a couple of others. Christos Solis has gone as well. I don't know where next year are based. They are based in the Liga MX. So Solis has gone out there. He's not really an out-and-out striker. He's more of an inside forward, so I was happy to let him go. In terms of other free transfers and other signings in for the 2025-2026 season, Tommy Doyle comes in from Manchester City. This guy always seems to get released, so I thought as a very good squad option, we would bring him in. Matteo Lovato comes in as a defender, but he's not happy already and is underbid from Getafe for £8.5 million. I brought him in on free, and I may now be selling him for £8.5 million. So watch this space. We may end up doing that. And then we signed the new gen. This guy, Pablo Jara, was transfer listed by Real Madrid. Went out and signed in 4.5-star potential Costa Rican international. 3 goals in his 10 appearances for Costa Rica as well. Looks like an interesting prospect, but I don't know how much true game time he's actually going to get into season number 4. We're going to do a quick pick without restriction of the team so that you've got a little bit of a refresh. So we've got Galini in goal. Max Aarons is still here. I'm not even going to try and say this guy's name. Andrew Omobodile, Irish player, is alongside Viti in the centre-back partnership. Vingel, Roca, Pobega, Herrera, CDK, Kyoto, and Rashika are the strikers. So we've got a very good team now. I'm hoping we can take it from strength to strength. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 is wanted again by Forest on loan, but I'm actually going to keep him here this year. I think he can do a job as that backup to CDK in that shadow striker spot in this diamond. So obviously, as always, guys, the competitions for season number 4. We've got the Premier League, the Emirates FA Cup, and the Carabao Cup. I'd like to think that we are an established Premier League club now. 7th probably a little bit too high for us, but we'll see what happens this season. The board expectation is mid-table in the Premier League, and we are predicted to finish 16th again. This is a regular occurrence. Even the team Burnley, who have been promoted again, are above us. Fulham and Palace are the other teams that have been promoted. Naturally, no teams in this media dream 11 thus far. So we're going to have to simulate the season. Hopefully we can kind of push on. We are only 1 point outside the Champions League places. Can we do that in season number 4? And the answer is yes. We do sneak into a European spot. We finish in 6th, but annoyingly only qualify for the Europa Conference League. Now I assume Everton have won something that puts them into the Europa League despite finishing in 7th. Let's have a look at their schedule. Have they won Champions League. No, they won the FA Cup, so they go into the Europa League. And annoyingly, despite finishing in 6th, we drop into the Europa Conference League. But our season has been pretty darn good. Man City win the division. But we finish on 68 points, which I'm really happy about. 20 victories in 38 games is very, very nice, including beating Liverpool at Anfield. Man City at the Etihad are some standout results for us there. 8 draws, 10 defeats. Okay, so maybe there is a little bit of work to be done with this team. We've got 77 goals scored and 52 goals conceded, and giving us that goal difference of +25. But we will be taking Norwich into a European competition. Now, I know it is only the Conference League. I know it is the 3rd tier of European competition, but for a team that got relegated right at the start, and we come from the Championship, yes, okay, we are a big team in the Championship, but to come from the Championship and take them into a European competition in under 5 seasons, I think is pretty impressive, if you ask me. In terms of this final season, then we got £35.6 million to spend on players, on recruitment, so let's see what we can do going into this 5th and final season. So guys, you know what happens going into season number 5 of these rebuilds. I ask if you are still watching to please comment a phrase down below. Now, I'm going to steal some words from 𝘼𝙗𝙤 here. If you have watched this video up until this point, comment down below, let's be having you. Jack, roll the clip to give people some context if they don't remember this iconic 𝘼𝙗𝙤 moment. So, let's be having you. Let's see if we are getting that down in that comment section. We've had some transfer business go on. Tommy Doyle is the main one who's left us here. He left for Sivasspor. He wasn't getting enough game time, basically. So another player we brought in for free, and we sold for some good money as well. Lovato did make that move to Getafe. So another player we signed for free and then sold for £8.5 million. This is kind of what you need to do in some of these instances. We've been out and we've spent some cash for this 5th and final season. This guy here comes in, Jose Greguera. I think he's a nice, interesting option for us at CDM. Obviously, he can play as a natural all through those middle spots, centre-back, CDM, and central midfield. Good first touch, 18 heading is pretty darn impressive. He's got good technique as well, fairly loyal, nice defensive midfielder, 6'2", plays short, simple passes. That's all I want him to do. Just be a big lad, get his head on it, and recycle the play. We've also signed this guy here, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, another new gen coming out of Barcelona originally via PSG. Only played 3 times for PSG, but we paid some money for him because I think he could develop into a really, really nice player. He's 6'5", got 16 jump in reach. I think he's a bit of a beast. We paid £20.5 million for his services, which is a little bit steep, but also potentially sets things up for moving onwards. Now, I will say with this, right, Todd Cantwell's gone as well. Adley's gone to Dortmund. We've also signed this guy, Adam Karabech, and I think is a shadow striker. I think he can add some good depth there. Him, CDK, and Hugo Felix very much have that position covered. Really, really nice physicals, and for a player that I personally have never really heard of. So apologies, Sparta Prague fans and also Czech Republic fans. We've also signed Luke Thomas for £9.75 million. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Steve, why have you signed another left back? You've got Vinjal, and there is a reason for that, because yes, I do have Vinjal. However, he is under a bid, £40.5 million for him from Real Madrid. So I cannot keep a player in Norwich if Madrid are interested in him. So obviously we had to go out and sign Luke Thomas, but he will be leaving, and maybe we can make some additional signings in the January. Obviously we are in the Premier League, the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup in season number 5, but we are also in the Europa Conference League, where our board actually want us to make the semi-finals. Now, you may think, you know, reach the semi-finals, that's pretty unrealistic, but you have to take into consideration the budgets of everybody else that are in this competition. Now, they definitely don't have the budgets and don't have the Premier League spending power that Norwich have had here. So I can kind of understand why the semi-final is the board expectation. The Premier League's the big one, though. If we go and take a look at the season preview, this is how we're set to line up. We are in the Europa Conference League, and we are predicted to finish in 13th. We're still nowhere near the top. And Man City, I've just seen, have a strike force of Dusan Vlahovic and 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 Haaland, which is just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So we're going to see how Man City get on and see if they lift the title again. Let's see what happens there. So hopefully we can outperform what is expected of us in the Premier League. I'd love to lift the Europa Conference League, even though it's a Conference League. I'd still like to win it. Let's advance, see how season 5 gets on. I'll see you at the end of it. So guys, what a season number 5 was for Norwich. I think we've had a really good time here. We've qualified for the Europa League next season twice. Not only have we qualified via our league positioning, we did finish in 5th in the Premier League, just 3 points outside the Champions League spots, but we also qualified for the Europa League by winning the Europa Conference League. So let's take a look at the Premier League first. If we have a look and expand this, obviously we've done pretty well here behind Liverpool, Man United, Man City and Chelsea. So that strike force for Man City didn't really help them too much. 88 goals for us. We scored a lot more than Chelsea, but conceded a lot more. Interesting. 23 victories, 5 draws and 10 defeats. Most of those looking like they are coming away from home there. And that is an absolute battering. 2-7 at home to Liverpool. Yikes. 88 goals scored, 58 goals conceded, plus 30 goal difference and 74 points. We are so far away from the relegation zone and where you usually see Norwich in these things. So I'm quite happy with the progress, and it shows what you can actually do when you're actually managing the club yourself. So we do finish there. We finish above Tottenham and Arsenal to qualify for the Europa League directly, but we also qualify, as I mentioned, by winning the Europa Conference League. Now, we got into the final, and I'll show you some of the goals in the final in a second. We go into the schedule. If we go into the filter here and we just put in the Europa Conference League, this is our run all the way through. So FC Inter, I don't even know where these guys are based. Is that Finland? It is. Ferencváros, and I'm not, why are they giving me the group that I just cannot say the team names? I'm sorry, Norwegian football fans, I'm sorry, I'm not even going to try it. Maritimo, they were in our group. We annihilated everybody. We moved forward, but then we play this team, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 from Switzerland. We lose away but beat them at home. Same with the next round. We play Feyenoord away. We lose 3-1 at Feyenoord, but then we beat them 5-1 back at Carrow Road with Delia Smith and the boys cheering us on. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 doing really well there. And then we play Ludogorets, probably an easier game than Feyenoord for sure. We beat them 5-0 away from home, comfortable. Then we play them at the Carrow Road, at Carrow Road, and Seko Kyoto scores a hat-trick. So easy progression, easy 8-0 victory in the semi-finals on aggregate. So then we go into the London Stadium. It's actually at West Ham Stadium. We win it in England, and we win 4-1. So I'm just going to expand this here, and we're just going to watch the goals because I'm super curious. I just want to know. I just want to see how things have gone. Looks relatively comfortable. The whole team having good games. And it looks like we conceded 1 more towards the end. So how do things start? Karabech gets the ball into Pobega, who runs through the middle and just fires it past the goalkeeper from just inside the penalty area just before the 40-minute mark. And then we have a free kick here. Oh, that is a really nice free kick from Karabech. It looks like we are relatively relentless here. A little bit sloppy in possession. They've got the overlap here. They don't use it. Good ball through the middle. Good pace. Good finish to go around that goalkeeper and finish at his near post. And then we are not done here. Luke Thomas floats the ball in. That's awful defending. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 is in into the penalty area. I must say, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 has actually been a very good goal scorer for us this entire rebuild. All 5 years. CDK into Herrera. We've got that massive overlap on the left, and Luke Thomas is in, and the former Leicester fullback slots it under the goalkeeper, and we win the Europa Conference League trophy, which is absolutely brilliant. I'm ecstatic with it. In the other competitions, we got knocked out in the 4th round of the FA Cup by Chelsea, knocked out in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup by Watford, but we are going into the Europa League for what will be season number 6. But I'm not going to play season number 6. You can do that yourself. You can get your hands on this save in my Discord channel. The link is at the top. We've got a thread in there for FM22 Rebuilds. You can pick this save up directly as I'm leaving it off and take Norwich to the next level. But if you're done here and you do like the rebuild content, check out the playlist popping up here for more FM22 rebuilds. Until then, take care. See you soon, guys.